election that's about ideas and values is also about philosophy. And I have one. At the bright center is the individual. And radiating out from him or her is the family, the essential unit of closeness and of love. For it's the family that communicates to our children, to the 21st century, our culture, our religious faith, our traditions and history, from the individual to the family to the community, and then on out to the town, the church, and the school, and still echoing out to the county, the state, and the nation, each doing only what it does well and no more. And I believe that power must always be kept close to the individual, close to the hands that raise the family and run the home. I am guided by certain traditions. One is that there's a God and He is good, and His love, while free, has a self-imposed cost. We must be good to one another. I believe in another tradition that is by now embedded in the national soul. It's that learning is good in and of itself. You know, the mothers of the Jewish ghettos of the East would pour honey on a book so the children would know that learning is sweet. And the parents who settled hungry Kansas would take their children in from the fields when a teacher came. That is our history. And there's another tradition, and that's the idea of community, a beautiful word with a big meaning. Though liberal Democrats have an odd view of it, they see community as a limited cluster of interest groups locked in odd conformity. And in this view, the country waits passive while Washington sets the rules. But that's not what community means, not to me. For we're a nation of community, of thousands and tens of thousands of ethnic, religious, social, business, labor union, neighborhood, regional, and other organizations, all of them varied, voluntary, and unique. This is America, the Knights of Columbus, the Grange, Hadassah, the Disabled American Veterans, the Order of AHEPA, the Business and Professional Women of America, the Union Hall, the Bible Study Group, LULAC, Holy Name. A brilliant diversity spread like stars, like 1,000 points of light in a broad and peaceful sky. Does government have a place? Yes. Government is part of the nation of communities, not the whole, just a part. And I don't hate government. A government that remembers that the people are its master is a good and needed thing. And I respect old-fashioned common sense. And have no great love, and I have no great love for the imaginings of the social planners. You see, I like what's been tested and found to be true. For instance, should public school teachers be required to lead our children in the Pledge of Allegiance? My opponent says no, and I say yes. Should society be allowed to impose the death penalty on those who commit crimes of extraordinary cruelty and violence? My opponent says no, but I say yes. And should our children have the right to say a voluntary prayer or even observe a moment of silence in the schools? My opponent says no, but I say yes. should free men and women have a right to own a gun to protect their home. My opponent says no, but I say yes. And is it right to believe in the sanctity of life and protect the lives of innocent children? My opponent says no, but I say yes. You see, we must change. We've got to change from abortion to adoption. And let me tell you this. Barbara and I have an adopted granddaughter. And the day of her christening, we wept with joy. I thank God that her parents chose life. I'm the one who believes it is a scandal to give a weekend furlough to a hardened first-degree killer who hasn't even served enough time to be eligible for parole. I'm the one who says a drug dealer who is responsible for the death of a policeman should be subject to capital punishment.